What up? What up? Give me one sec. You can hear me, right? All right, I can't. I don't think I can hear you. Hold on one sec. I'm trying to get this wheel thing. Hold on. All right, hold on.
Professional.
Oh. All right. What's all right? Let me. It might be me. Hold on. Okay. There we go. I can probably hear you now. Hold on one sec.
Yo.
Let me get this off here. Come on. All right, wait. All right, get that off there. Sorry, trying to get ready here. Let me get us on Instagram, and we'll get going. Patron Excellence, Mike Turner. What's up? What's up? What's up, Uncle Pup? Chosen one. Let's go, John of all trades. Everybody. I have a little feedback though. Can you guys hear the feedback? Is that better? Well, why don't you do that? Switch everything. Wait, hold on. Seems like it switched sometimes. Wonder why it did that. It should put that across the whole bottom of the screen. Yeah, that sucks. No, I don't know why I did that. I should have probably did this beforehand. I've never seen it do that before. Hold on. I know they did some updates. Interesting that it's doing that. Hold on. Maybe it's this. Aha! Much better. You know? All right, cool. How's that one look? No, we don't want that. Nah, we want that one right there. All right, cool.
Yo, what's good, everyone?
All right. You sound sort of low. Talk again.
Yo. You don't hear me all right?
I could hear you, but not like very good. Mute the volume on one of your devices. I don't have a device. Yeah.
There, I got my volume turned up more. Can you hear me better now?
A little bit, yeah. Are you on headphones?
No. Just phone right now. There. How about that? Maybe the main talker was.
Yeah, I think the closer was the.
Yeah, the hold was over speaker.
Yeah, I think it sounds better now. Yeah. No, we're not on IG yet. I'm gonna get us on IG in 1 second. Hold on.
Perfect. Don't look like a dumbass.
You ordered 11/8. Today's the 20th, so that's 12 days. This is not the place to talk about that, but I will say if it's an 808, if it's an 808 genetics order, that stuff will ship probably as soon as possible. I'm just waiting on it. I'm going to assume it's an 808 order. So just waiting on that to arrive. But you could always hit me in the DMs. There's a phone number on the site. You're welcome to call me on the phone number on the site anytime. Anytime. It's the easiest way to get a hold of me is just pick up the phone and call me from the phone number that's on the site. All right, let me get us on Instagram and we'll get this night started. Sorry about that. I was trying to eat some food and all that other stuff. All right, here we go. Let me do this. Get us on Instagram. And do this real quick. Put us on the live. No, put us on the official account. Bam. We'll be good in 1 second. Hold on.
So what's been new and good with you? Any new events? Any concerts you got planned for the year?
Man, you already know, bro. I'm always going to concerts. So, yeah. I mean, I just went and saw Fish in Albany. Went and saw David Gilmour at Madison Square Garden. My birthday was like 2 weeks ago now, the 6th. So we ended up going and seeing thank you, David Gilmour for my birthday. So that was cool. So
can't beat that for birthday.
Nah, it was a last minute thing too. So
it's even better.
Hell yeah. All right, yo, everything good? All right, sounds good. Don't call me now. What up, Mike Zook? All right, so we should be on Instagram now as well.
Yo, what's up, Ariel?
Yeah. So I switched over. I switched to doing it this way because, you know, first of all, Instagram likes to be Instagram. This I actually pay for, and like while we're on here, we're actually on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram, all at the same time live. So, you know, there'll be people. The numbers that you see up here, that is not necessarily usually right because there's just, you know, there's multiple platforms that are watching it. That number only shows one of the platforms. I'm not even sure which one. Sort of weird. But all right, so let's see. Jonathan Carter. Let's go. You know, Carter's in here.
Oh, yeah. What's happening, Jonathan?
Okay, so let's get. All right, first of all, I want to tell everybody on Instagram. You guys know I say this every week. I see like 20 of you guys over on Instagram. You're muted on IG. Okay, well, that's even more reason to come to YouTube. So, hold on. All right, so come to the YouTube, guys. Come to the YouTube. That's all I got to say. If you're on Instagram, come to the YouTube. There's 40 people in here right now. You know, 20 people on Instagram. Let's get everybody over in here. It makes it way, 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 way easier for me to see the comments. Can you see the comments on the side of your screen? Do you have that? Okay. So, you know, we can see the comments here from YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, not Instagram. So the way we see it, and you guys see like right here, the little logo for whatever platform the question's coming in will be up there. You're never going to see Instagram. Instagram just, we could be live on Instagram, but it's not, you know, it's not like that where we could actually see your guys' questions. So that being said, you guys come over to the, yo, stop playing, yo, fuck you, Getty. Oh, my bad, everybody. I didn't mean it like that, but he talking about my Eagles, you know. He fucking with my birds, baby. You know, he a Cowboys fan. He's a Cowboys fan. Yes, he is. And he's a little butthurt because the Cowboys are straight garbage. All right. Anyway, so let's get into it, man. I'm going to let you introduce yourself for anybody that might not know who you are. And let's go from there.
Yo, I'm the Dawgfather. It's pretty much my first time kind of showing myself. Kind of like to just be secretive and just keep myself and family. I started breeding when I was 15, right after I smoked weed for the first time. And I found that once you can grow it, it's like, why would you not grow it and just smoke all the time instead of buying it from some random people you know what the shit is? All these strands were always just fascinating to me. I'm like a little kid in a candy shop. Just like every single strand, I just had to try it. I got my cherry popped with white rhino, and that used to always come up to Wisconsin where I'm from Chicago. We had some mad growers down there. And after having that white rhino, it still was something special to me. It's really good medical, really good for my stomach and Crohn's. Then I really started noticing how some strands are just meant for different people. And some strands just really can't be duplicated. So that being said, in Wisconsin, we always have our different things. We always had police, so-called friends, never had good genetics. If you did order it, you would never get in the mail because of any reasons that people just take from overseas or just take your money. And then just depending on the right genetics and the right people in the source. So I grew up from a whole bunch of old hillbillies and farmers out in the fields growing random mini plants from a lot to little, then going to random ones and putting their separate ones away from our main females just to breed with them. So, so my first strand I started breeding with when I was 15 was Island Sweet Skunk and Tuxedo Time Warp. Just strands that were actually hardy and that could finish in Wisconsin, but they just were never really my favorite. I always liked ones that were more potent than those ones, but they would actually finish for us. Wisconsin would always have a random frost that would get hit. Sometimes we'll get hit second week of September. Sometimes we'll get hit second week of October. So that being said, sometimes we didn't have the right strand or have some quick ones that would finish. Sometimes if they didn't finish, then you'd be screwed. So we always had some of those Tuxedo Time Warp, Super Skunks, and all other ones that would finish. And then at least those ones would make it. Sorry, I get a little anxious when I'm talking sometimes.
Oh, you're good. You know what? The first couple of minutes is always good. I get it. I get the same way. Like I do this shit every week, and I get the same way. I really do, you know. But yeah, I'm just throwing up some of the comments as you see. I'm gonna let you continue, but you know, the few people that have grown your gear and know you, I want people to understand that you see why I'm throwing these comments up there. There's a reason for it, but you know.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate those comments. Thanks, Raindrop Farms. He's actually growing my sour cheese heads, which is actually really special to me. That's been a lot of many years of selecting ones that actually finished in Wisconsin that actually had good medical values. I started with Duke Diamonds, that headband Afghani, and that Afghani really helped finish it, but you had to find the right ratio to actually have the potency and effects of headband, because that Afghani #1 was so dominant at different times, it made more of a knockout high compared to more that anxiety relaxing I wanted. So after selecting certain ones that would mold up or be too tight and then that bad clusters, I ended up going more for the headbands where it actually separated more, not so tight where it would mold up in our atmosphere. Then from there, I would start going from Swamp Boys, Hell's Bells, to Mac and Cheese from Capulator. Some certain ones that actually held their flavor and potencies that finished. That whole entire strand over years, I was breeding it outside. And that was like one very special one to me. And that's one of the main strands we'll be releasing this time. I got some Cheeseheads F2, and I took Cheeseheads outdoors this year that would finish fast, but yet had that good diesel cheese diesel terps. Sorry about that. That actually made me feel good on top of good terps. So yeah, anyways, back to it. This year we had one of the craziest years ever. First year was ever to push any strengths in November was the crazy weather. And the cheese has withstand many cold droughts of 27, 27, 26 degrees back-to-back nights, which is very rare. Because usually one night of 28 degrees would just completely kill the plant. Turn it brown, nasty mush, you're done. But this year, from just selecting selective genetics of that cheese head, I found some really crazy males that actually had cheese, but yet had some headband funk to it. Couple male, I did 100 male selection on it, and at least half of them were kind of going fruity for some reason, but that's how it goes. And those fruity ones didn't like the cold at all, but all the cheese and stankiness from the ones I really wanted would actually withstand frost. And I found some really good stanky ones that have been all the way down to one that actually had a cheese headband funk. And this was really exciting for me because all the years for Wisconsin, I've been wanting to make a cheese head strand for Lil Wayne and all the other people. And over the years, putting different cheeses from Karma, Old Dirty Biker, Original Cheese, Mac and Cheese. Mac and Cheese was like the only one that wouldn't turn lime for some reason. Because every time I put cheese and headband together, it tasted like the slimes and sour limes. It made no sense to me. So I wanted that stink of the headband, but yet that cheesy terps. So this year was really exciting to find something that was actually cheesy and kind of put me on the map. So that's what breeding is. Like even Killer says, You never know what a male does till you actually try it. You got to put it out onto it, test it out, try it, see what you can find, then it'll be there. Yeah, stem rubs, I like to say, do matter a lot. You still got to hunt and select the one that you're searching for.
So how many males did you say you went through?
I went through 100 this year while in the swamps. So it's pretty cool. And then I was able to hit them with other favorite cheese and headband strains and kind of take it to the next level. And then
so you did like you did male selections of 100 males. I don't hear that too often. So okay.
Oh yeah, well it was good. I'd say about 250 or so out there. And I kind of sometimes, if I need to with the space, I'll start them a little bit later. Collect a clone, or I'll collect pollen. Due into our area and stuff over many years of doing things, I always have clones, so-called friends, certain things, you just lose it. And jumping house to house, random things. You would have to always just resort more to selecting your pollen and saving it. So that was like my main thing where I started off, was trying to save pollen. I used to go freezers, but over time, if I didn't do it right with the freezers, the moisture would get right into it, and it just would kill the pollen off right away.
So what do you think is a good way to, I feel like that's a good for the education part of it.
If you have a stable house and an actual place where you can actually do your stuff and be comfortable with it, yeah, you could. Some people like to triple, double air seal it and then put it into a jar, keep that moisture out. And then when you take it out, you should let that frost get off more before you open it up. Because sometimes if you open up too soon with the frost, that water condensation will go into it. Because once water hits that pollen, I found out many times, it just goes bunk. Just like in breeding sometimes. If there are certain plants I didn't want to outside get the pollen, I'll wet them down before getting that pollen onto it. Because then it seemed like that plant would just kind of stay to itself. That always helped more. Even if you say you had a batch that you weren't even trying to get males and you found a random male, if say if it was like second, third week of flower, I know it ain't favorable, but I'll put like Dr. Enzymes or just even straight water into it. So if I want to do IPM or straight water your plants down in the room just a little bit, then take the male down. Because sometimes it's taking that male down too late, that pollen just go everywhere. So it ain't foolproof, but over my experience and times, because I'm just like a first-gen grower, besides learning from other people, it's always just a learning curve. A lot of trial and error that I did.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you've been doing this a while now. I know that because I've known you a while now. And I know some of the background. I know, some of your background, who you've worked with, stuff like that. Now, when it comes to like your sour work, it's, also, like, what do you, I know sours are huge, right? Well, let's talk about what you got coming up. We have time. So, I want to talk about your sour work as well, just to let people know what you got going on for anybody that doesn't, because, but
just due to old clones and trying to find the right one, they're always kind of clone ready. I didn't really like using much of reses back in the day. Plus, I was younger. I was like a little kid, always looking at the magazines and seeing stuff like, holy cow, there's actually sour diesel seeds you can get. But as the times I was trying to find it, was always just clones available. So once JJ Karma started releasing theirs, it was like good sour to their BXs. Yeah, it's a sour to either Blake or Kush like Karma did for a BXN, or JJ took it to the trade dog, which is still Afghani. So in the Kush is still like an Afghani heritage, kind of kept it more intact. And being that was seed form, I was able to find males. The BX2 with Karmas, I got my ass kicked a lot, but it actually was almost a better one for finding the main thing, but it takes more work. So I found so much crazy sourness in the BX2s, but every time I put it on a strand, you almost have to take it 2-3 times to get it to lock in. It was just really weird that way. But if you did take the time with it and put good 4 or 5 years, which I didn't really feel like doing at the time, because I was impatient, and I'm still working, I got them on the side burner. I'm a very OCD guy, and I jump around. So I'm just like a little kid. I love all the strands. So anyways, I'm getting back to that BX2. If you have the time to put into it, it is the way to go. But BX4, what Karma's did, it's just crazy. It just colds it over. And that's what some of the new lines I've been using. I've been taking the BX4 back to it just to get something I want while I'm searching in the BX2 on the back burner. So the BX2 crazy works. I'll be taking more to it. And that's what's Karma's way. But then we'll go back to JJ's, was his top dog. I've been really liking his BX3s over his BX4. Right now, I got his BX3 F5s he gifted me. And I'm hunting and searching through them right now. And I'm finding really great stuff. And that's his way of saying that he liked the BX3 better than his BX4. Same thing as Karma. BX4 really put that sour into it, but that BX3 is taking a little bit more time to back cross it more. Get what you actually want. So like his work, I'm still doing that. Kind of the same thing with Karma's. Kind of jumping around, getting something I'd like to help me out right now, or working on something I really want to do. But yeah, until I can find some different seeds or taking things back, which really no one really knows what the main parents are to diesel. Like I got JJ's sour back crossed with DNL, which is a Hawaiian skunk 91. I couldn't tell you all the rest of the strands into it, but that DNL is more back to back history, what some would say it is. Because some other people say it's Chem Dog to Hindu, Chem Dog to Pakistani, then back to Super Skunk, Mass Super Skunk. Who really knows what it is? So that's like this fun for anyone, just to keep on going back to the main steps before just taking someone's BX4s. So there's just so many different ways you can go with it, but sticking true to it in which you actually have time. I have fun just running around in random woods, lots, and just so-called friends. Sorry, not so-called friends, good friends that will take time to put stuff in their areas. We can search more to it. Finding more of what we can actually hunt back with BX2s, getting the extra plants from it, try making something with it. And like I was saying back before, anyone can try making it. Who really knows the main thing? So many people like JJ's taking his Super Skunk, Colorado Super Skunk, Skunk 18. They're just putting things together, just trying to find something that can actually make the original one.
Right. Wait, hold.
As a res, there are so many different things. Like I heard that to some people, what's his name? Ison, was it Ison 88? This one guy from Mass, he said he was actually one of the main breeders that did his work. So really, in a way, no one really knows what the true strands are or what was actually hunted. And his sour, which I'm a young buck yet, is to me, I like it a lot. And if people have the original seeds, to me, it seems like some of the best stuff from 06 and 05. That's the stuff I grew on. Until this day, I'm still trying to find something like everyone else that represents the old one. We can still get something that actually satisfies the taste, helps out with Crohn's or whatever elements. Well, it still gets you through the day and you can smoke without getting your ass knocked down. Because some of these sour hybrids, whether you take it to Chem Dog or to Afghanis, it gets more kind of takes you down a little bit. Trying to find that right skunk hybrid is going to be the main thing I feel like that's going to still keep you up and you can smoke that diesel in the morning and you can work all day. So getting all fucked up and wanting to take a nap halfway through the day. Because to me, when I used to smoke sour diesel, I just used to run around like a little crackhead, loving it, going to all these parties, being energetic, happy, go to school, function. And then now as over time's come, I just get more sleepy. Maybe I'm just getting older, but a lot of the sours just don't seem the same.
No, that's sort of why I was asking that, you know. And I know everybody's looking for them right now in the work that you've done, so.
Right. And like I give many props to all the people before me. Karma does really great work in the fan whistlers between their old dirty biker OGs. Their white sage. White sage is really legendary. What's his name? There's Bowser that's made up in Alaska with the white sage from Karma, and that's so legendary. And just kind of going back to the old school strands. I feel that's going to be the future. Just old with new, but finding the right thing. Just like Girl Scout cookies was made with the Durban Poison with the newer stuff. So just trying to find the right ratio over time is just the fun part about it.
Oh yeah. All right, cool. Sorry, I had a message coming. I was preoccupied for a split second there. We back. Let's go. I'm glad you made it in there. Let's go. Mama Nug says, "What's up, Dawgfather?" She's on the Instagram over there. I was trying to get her in. It was her I was trying to get in there, but we got her in now. We good to go. We ready? Things are good. Let's go. Yeah, but okay. So I see a lot of people. You know, there's a lot of people that have been, you know, that know who you are, that have been growing your work out at this point. And I'd like to talk about the new drop a little bit, but I do want to bring some awareness to stuff that's on the site. You know, like the eye sour. I'm not sure if you spoke about that at all, because I know you've used JJ's, because I think I still have some of that on the site. We spoke about the sour cheese a little bit.
I saw was actually I got a trophy from it for one of the best strains of the year. It just different variations you can get from the Karma Sour BX2 with BX4 on top of it from Karma. And those back to JJ's I-Tray, which is his I-95 back to the Afghani, was his trade dog. And being that way, that some of them came out more candy-ish from that double Afghani going to it for some reason, but some of them, for the reasons, I would say about a quarter of them turned out the way I wanted to. It really skunky, got that really I-95 Legend OG gas to it. And that I saw, if you found that right one that had the OG, where it got the potency, had the Karma Sour into it, you get the long big bud on it. It's like started getting like everything I wanted to, because sometimes diesels from the different hybrids, from that bean and the Baker from Karma, wouldn't always be like long big spear nugs that you want. You get all those golf ball shapes in it, but it still was really nice and tasty. But what's that I trade to it from JJ, you got those nice long Afghani bud structures go to it. And if you didn't get that sweet phenols that would somehow come to, you get those stanky gas combined with Karma Sour. And I don't know, just really crazy creation. I was just really proud of it. JJ blessed me with that. Him and Money Mike told me to work with it and take it to the next level. And yeah, I found a couple phenols in there that were really crazy, like that sour stink from that Star Dog in there. And then some will go more to that Legend. But just like everything, you just got to keep on hunting. Sometimes you might find it in one seed. Sometimes you take 100 seeds to pop it. And that's like always the fun in it with me. Just taking the time, hunting it, and then just finding what you...
I really respect the whole, 250 mile, 100 miles. Like, I respect that because I have a lot of breeders come through. That's a lot of miles. That's a lot of work. So I appreciate that you're doing it like that. What was I just going to say? Like, do you know, like, on any of the older stuff, like maybe on the sours and stuff, like, is there anything that washes well? Like, have you started to dip into that realm at all, with washing? And do you know numbers, even on maybe the new stuff? Like, is that something that you're aware of yet, or?
Believe it or not, I've been finding a lot of them that wash well. I found certain ones I'd hit 4, and even at 4, because of the heads on it, were always different but long. They just had that punch, the sour flavor, and would wash well, some of them. And some phenols wouldn't, but most of the sour work I always noticed would wash well. JJ's would, I think, just because of the heads from his trade dog into it, it's thicker, more short. Those heads combined, and then with Karma's back across the Biker, they also wash well too. But I ain't really much of a hash person. I just like my flower smoke. Hash is kind of, I don't know, it's like be addictive personality to me. If I keep on smoking hash all the time, I go to smoke bud and I didn't get high.
Let's go. I'm just saying, bro.
If I didn't have the rosin all the time, the next day I'll be cranky. Like, they'd be like, why are you cranky? And just like,
That's
like
pretty funny.
I ran on my wax and now I'm smoking this bud. And then you're sitting there putting a little bit of wax in your bowl just to go to sleep. So all the reason you're in your garage in the middle of the night and you can't sleep and you're smoking 2-3 bowls because you just been smoking so much damn wax. So then you start topping mixing it. So it's fun. It's not for everyone. Maybe if I was in a place where I could have a cool ass rig and have my shit stashed out, but
there's
starting to be a new thing. Like, everyone likes to wash their stuff, take their.
That's what it's coming to. I feel like, I mean, there's a huge like portion of the community that is just fresh rosin at this point. Then you have the people that still really like. Right. I'll ask in these lives, and I see it's sort of crazy. Like, I'll see 80% of the people in these lives say flower. I'm a flower person. I'm a flower person. I'm a flower person. But the general market is heading that way, where you have so many people that are, they're just freezing stuff. They're freezing it. They're washing it. Like, that's what they're doing. But,
right. Well, this was the industry being overpopulated. Oh, yeah, exactly. And just who you are, if you're just a person that likes to smoke, or if you got a business, because with the times, if you're trying to smoke for yourself, it don't matter. You can smoke your flower, grow your hash, wash it for yourself, and get your own ratios. But if you're a business, with time being so cheap, with random pounds going anywhere from 500 to 1,000 if it was really top indoor, but most outdoor pounds are going for 100 now, I've been seeing. And with the random big plant accounts, it's like, why not? Why won't you want to grow 20 acres of plants just to wash it when you can grow your indoors for people? There's so many people that are new, they like that pretty bud. It's like, outdoors, Like, so now a lot of people say, if you wanted some outdoors, take a couple good tops, couple ounces for yourself to smoke, and then the rest just get washed. Because it doesn't pay to spend all that money on electricity just to wash it. If you can have a good flower sales that people want to pay maybe 150, 250 an ounce still, which still is different areas. You can get that with the indoor. So you got your indoor market, outdoor market. And just like everything over all the years, you could see how waxwood's changed from shatter, wax, sauce, diamonds. But this cannabis industry, you got to be able to flex, I've been noticing. You got to be able to jump next thing to next thing to keep people happy. Because it's never going to be the same. It's always be something different, it seems like right now. Until we can get our markets back and actually have people who do living soils, which I always live in soil, whether it be pots, nothing. I really don't like hydro. I was never a big fan of it. Not really into it for the money. So people like that fast growing, big producing stuff. Yeah, back in the day, everyone rapped about it, like 3 6 Mafia, all loved their hydro bud. So it was something good back then. There was just tons of Mexican weed and shitty shake that you'd be growing blunts with. And you saw that hydro just looked pretty. But people didn't realize that you're tasting it because you're always smoking in blunts. But if you really wanted some good shit to smoke on, you're going to have that live in soil, good, crafty buds. Then say if you had your lowers, then you can either wash it, make some hash, whatever you wanted to do with it, and just keep the tops for you and your homies that wanted to smoke good bud. But this day, like here in Wisconsin, everyone runs up to Michigan. Like, I don't care. Go up to Michigan if you want. You can take the risk. Go up to Michigan. Have that shitty shit that's grown with Athena and all this other salt shit, putting your cancer and aluminum into you. But hey, it looks cool. You can tell you got it from Michigan. And you get some nice outdoor bud. Sometimes you smoke that outdoor, you get that awesome high. I can take 1-2 rips a lot of my outdoor strands compared to smoking 2 bowls of a lot of that Michigan shit. I'm like, oh, just booty hole. Why would I want to smoke that? It's like having people even give me joints. I mean, like, unless I know it's living soil. It's like, oh, you got the dispensary? You can smoke it. I got some shit right here. But I know I'm kind of sounding like a dickhead like that, but everyone has their own flavor.
I appreciate. Hey, listen, man, I appreciate the honesty. You know, that's where we're at. I see a couple questions. Let me try to get a couple because they're starting to pile up. Let's just try to get a couple questions in. So I have Gasolina, Maypop. If you, I thought there was a question there. I think he did ask. Wait, let me see. Glad to have you on. I think he did ask about it. I'm working on a new box. I'm way behind, y'all. Let me just try to get through the questions and we'll get back to. Let's see. I could have swore he asked about the Gasolina somewhere. I'm just trying to get through this a little bit.
Yeah, I really like that Gasolina. That was a Machine Gun Jubilee's cross, which was actually a little bit more sour dub. It was kind of turning a little limey, more than that AK Funk. And then I took it back to that Mexican headband. And that Mexican headband really took limey flavors, and to get that sativa out is really different. I think I had to take it back more to some land races and work it a little more, because those land races sometimes are just dominate. And that domination from that Mexico City, what's it called? Mexico City sativa I got from Planting Olga. His stuff that he found it from some random bag seed. He said when he was walking down to Mexico City, he said it made the concrete feel like rubber. And that's what I was going after. And he said it was piney. And when I was going through it, most of the phenols were turning lime again. But I did find some rare ones that were piney and that got you that effect. So that just goes to show how dominant that land races can be and how you still got to keep on working with it.
Yeah, we've been talking about
the where the new future is going to be taking your land races back to your new stuff, but you got to take it and work with it more, doing those big phenol hunts. Because no lie, I did maybe like 80, maybe 2-3 out of the 80 were actually that piney dank skunk, like almost representing like that old Mexican death sativa. And the other ones were just go limey, and it took the effects away, weaker yields, the potency way dropped down. It just wasn't where I wanted it to be. But finding that right pheno was that land race was like perfect. So going back with that, that's gonna be like another few projects just to get it to where I want it to be. And then maybe go back to maybe a different Mexican sativa, like a little bit different, but still trying to get that feel good, make you feel like you're walking on clouds, walking on rubber, and make you feel like you're just not being dragged down. Get like that cup of coffee feel in the morning. A little pep in your step.
So that was the Gasolina. That there was a question there, and then there's also a question about where was it at? I just saw it. I just had it ready to go. Oh, here it is. Anyone giving feedback on the Fortunate Youth yet?
Unfortunate youth yet. That's still kind of in-house. That's part of my Gear 5 one. But that was like a cool blessing I got. Trying to think of who was that. Hey there, Dave. Give me his seeds that he found awesome trash can pheno from Katsu Bubba Skyjaro from Eugene Mendocino. And having that crazy Katsu, because most of the Bubbas, the old school 98, sometimes are coffee, earthy. But that Katsu just reminded me like that redwood forest piney smell. It had that awesome feel-good effect to it. So when I feel that, hey, Dave, found that awesome trash can pheno, I asked him for some seeds and he gifted it to me. And he's actually one of the only persons besides I think Raindrop Farms that's actually growing it right now. And I got 5 or 10 of them cool phenos I'm finding I'm searching through. Some of them really kind of took that short, stocky, like the big fan leaves from the indica, and they kind of cover the buds, kind of like how that Bubba gets, where it gets too close. If you don't thin it out and all the work with it, not taking too many, so that your strands can get. Sometimes with some big leaves, I don't like to do because I like that solar panel. But sometimes with some of those bubble ones, you got to take a little bit just to get that moisture out so you don't get the mold and get the bud just a little bit better. But if you take too many off, then you go backtrack, then you just kind of stay stalemate and you got that small skinny bud. So back to where I was getting back and jumping around again, I've only found 1 or 2 phenos in there that was just like that. And the rest of them are getting more branchy from the Gear 5 bale. So working that's going to be a cool project. I'll be sharing that in like 2 months, the phenos I'm finding. And yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I hit that Bubba Sky Jarl back to Alien's Sour Dub is double G Sowers. So it's Sour Dub, back cross to OG Sours, which was done with F4, Resin Sour, back to East Coast Sour, then back to Legend. He did it back 4 times, and that was just so crazy. I tested a lot of strands, and over all the years, Alien's new OG Sours line just hits where I wanted to. It has that sour effect. It actually gets you high off of 1 hit. You can run to your truck during work, take 1 hit, not smell like you smoked a whole entire bowl, and you're high for 3-4 hours. You're not trying to sneak away to do another hit. And I hate that. With a lot of weed these days, I get high maybe half an hour, 20 minutes, and then it's gone. You're going to smoke another bowl or another bowl. They're smoking 3 bowls compared to 1 hit. So it's like just finding that right pheno, the right thing you want. So special when I found that from Alien. I give him a lot of credit on that because a lot of sours really don't last that long these days. Get that long that high.
That's what it should be, you know. That's why I don't like rosin. That's one of the reasons I don't like rosin. I like the taste of rosin. I like it's convenient, but there's no like, you know, it doesn't. Flower just is way more full effect and lasts long. You know, it just lasts longer. Rosin is like crack a little bit.
All right. That the personality effect to it. It's like this builds quick, and depending on what strand they made the rosin, what type of person washed it, if it was the first wash, second wash, different heads collected into it, all those things get crazy into what you're getting for it too.
What kind of terps are you getting from the Insta hash? They asked.
So the Insta hash has the hash plant 21 from JJ, which is more of the hash plant 13, which is an old school legendary strand that you've been kind of seeing. Really, I think it was in the Book of Buds. I couldn't tell you which number, 2 or 3. And that strand was so crazy.
No, he's saying he thinks he met you at Breeder's Ball. I'm just saying, yeah. Oh, yeah. You met him at Breeder. Yeah, you met him at Breeder's Ball. Exactly. Yes. Yep.
Excuse me. So yeah, with that Insta hash male was actually 2 sour diesels back crossed to a Bubba pre-Bubba 98 from Bodie. So Bodie had his Insta Karma. So that's sour back to Bubba Kush. Then Stray Fox took it back to his cut of sour diesel DX2. I think it was. Believe it might be wrong. But that other sour that he put into it was pretty crazy. And I just found some cool short finishing things that still had the effects I wanted. And I took that actually to a rare drop from Alien that he did before his main OG sours. He just did like a little teaser pre-release where he did the GMO sours and he did the gelato sours. So that male was the gelato sours. So it added that extra purple from the gelato back to this crazy black pheno of the pre-Bubba 98. So it had that cool color, frost, still was that OG sours, 3-4 hour high. And then going back to the old school hash, that's just kind of cool. I know it's a clusterfuck poly hybrid, but what isn't these days? You got this strand, 20 strands, this strand has 50, this strand has 50. They're almost all poly hybrids. So finding the right one and selecting your phenols, that's how it goes. Like a lot of people like, oh, I make polyhybrids. Like, yeah, you got Mac, you got this one or that one. Yeah, you got some old strand, but that other Mac has another 20 some strands in it. Really, who knows what strands are going to be? Like with polyhybrids, are they the main thing? Not. You got to find the main phenols you want. So what is not a polyhybrid? Are you going to go with pure land races and just want that all the time? Because that's still by itself. And a lot of land races these days are so contaminated from drug wars and pollen. If they ain't like from the actual mountains where they don't get the weather moving that pollen into it, it's going to be cross-contaminated. So there are a lot of regions that don't get it, but I would say 3/4 of those regions are already contaminated from people that move the shit, people that are traveling, wind, anything. And it's kind of cool. This
No
how weed
doubt.
evolved over the years.
Yeah, I got somebody out in Thailand. I was just having a conversation like this with about 2 nights ago. Same conversation because it's just where we're at now.
Right.
And he'll be saying, people that are like local to him growing mouths, like new growers not even realizing they have mouths because they have such big fields, all that cross pollination, all that going on pretty much everywhere. So
right. And a lot of times they're always selecting over say if it is isolated, they're still taking a field of 20,000, 1,000, 2,000, taking those strands and still selecting what they wanted to it. And who knows over the years if something else actually got it onto it, different pollen. But they're still taking and trying to take it to the next level. So years of changing. And back to that Thailand conversation, I think another future thing is, was it the real OG Cushman? He has Thai in his things, and they've been finding different Thai strands that have THCV, and that's gonna be a new thing in the future for people that are overweight and want to smoke weed at night, not eat a whole entire thing of ice cream before going to bed. Smoke a little bit of THCV, and you're not hungry. Yeah, you might be a little energetic, but there are certain ones that don't get you like a drink the whole entire pot of coffee. And that being said, too, it has a lot of good medical values. It's really good for your neural, your mind. I actually did a whole entire field this year from Oregon CBD that had CBDV, and I'm actually going to incorporate to my dog drops I got on my site, which is actually CBD by itself, which was really good. But I had a boxer that lost his back legs, and every time I gave him my CBD drops, he didn't even want to move his back legs. Even worse, he just laid there. So I'm going to try doing some straight CBDV, and I'm going to try doing some chopping with the CBD, doing like a 50-50 ratio, because I'm hoping this anti-neural, they'll move their legs, people that have autism, epilepsy, all these different brain things, that maybe this will be the right thing for you. I got another guy that's been taking CBD drops for his MS. For half an hour, he can actually write his name. He can function. But over all these years, I take my drops and build the tolerance. So I'm hoping now by putting the CBDV can be a way of not putting extra THC to make it potent for him. Hoping this will be the right thing for MS. It's a new thing, new properties. This crazy thing about weed, it's always changing. And there's old stuff that's out there that has it, and then the new stuff that's always going to have it. So yeah, that's the cool thing about Thailand, that they're only finding it to most Thailand varieties. So who knows what it does like that.
Are you finding some of these strains like with the THCV? Are you finding some of these strains? Are you trying to, breed into some strain? Oh, well, are you trying to lock down some of these traits like the THCV and certain things? Have you started to work on that yet? Because I know there's only, there's
CBD, I got that from Oregon CBD, but the THCV, yeah, I've been kind of working on it, but it takes a lot of work with that. That's more dedication. This goes back to the land races, like I said, finding the right phenol, taking it to the next level, and just isolating it more. So you got that non-stop property. Take it to a F4, inline it. Maybe you can lock that THCV potency in. Because sometimes that THCV, yeah, that one strand you found had 18, but then you bred it again, and only dropped down a little bit. And now sometimes it's weird. It has THCV, then now it might have some CBG and some other ratios that are coming into it. So it's really trying to find that main CBDV terps and all the things you wanted to it. Just think it'd just be another matter in time, say 10 years from now, maybe not me, some other person is probably going to have it locked down. You'll have some type of weed, maybe you'll find THCV with low THC so you can smoke it in the morning, not get so ripped that you can't do your accounting job, but you got energy now. You're not sitting there drinking all that coffee, sweating, pissing all the time. You got your weed in you. I feel that's going to be more the future, getting stuff that functions for every person differently.
Hey, will somebody in the comments, Jonathan Carter, will one of you guys put Dawgfather's Instagram username in there so people can follow it? Thank you. And the CBD CBG, like all the, all these are things that I feel like have come a long way now, medicinal wise, for medicinal purposes. So it's cool when I have people like you that come on, breeders that come on that are actually trying to narrow stuff, that are actually trying to work on the medicinal aspect of it more or less than just like, oh, I make these strains and whatever. I respect that. I respect the medicinal side of it. I respect that you're trying to do that. I know there's a few other people out there that have been working on things like that as well. So it's just really nice to see where we're at as as a community, really, and what kind of work you guys are putting in. So
exactly. And like I said, each person can keep on trying out different phenos, taking what they want, because each person's different. THCV might not be for you. So maybe
100%.
if you got, so maybe the person doesn't like it, but the right person might like it. So it's gonna be another thing. Like I said, there'll be years in the making where someone can actually lock it down and has the patience for it. Because me, like I said, I just get so excited. There's so many kinds. It's hard to stay focused on one thing sometimes.
I get that. I totally get that. You have to be very like focused on some of these things when you got everybody has so much going on. It's not just one thing. So just to know that you're at least putting in work like in that aspect of it, that's what's up.
All right.
So let's talk about the new drop a little bit. Did we talk about that? Like what is coming up in the new drop? I know we're almost, I'm going to keep you as long as I possibly can. I know we're almost at an hour right now. I'm not like stuck to the hour. Just know that. So, I sort of only I brought two of you guys on tonight because I feel like to have that wiggle room and not have to cut it off right in an hour really helped. So, I would like to talk about the new drop a little bit. And let's do that.
Yeah, so this new drop, I know that the economy and times are bad, so I kind of just focused on strands that actually did good for me. And I really I'm doing just two that I'm actually going to release for sale. And these two I really liked is Familia Jewels, which is JJ's Familia 95, I-95 crossed to Chem 3, Star Dog. And then I took that back to a strand I made 12 years ago from Mindscape, which is a head wrecker, Mendel breath, crossed back to Professor P, Oregon seeds from
Dynasty?
Huckleberry 2015. So it's like a strand I made before, but I knew it still needed more work, so I put it on the back burner for 12 years. And that's a lot of things when I make strands. Sometimes it ain't its time, it wasn't there, I'll put it on the back burner for later. So I really wanted to put some cellar into it. So I got that one back across the Karma cellar, so I knew it could still have that cellar back to the head wreck. So it still made you go good, but yet it had the medical properties of the Huckleberry in there. So it has some pain relief with the going of the diesels in it to keep you going. So that one I'm releasing has the frost purple, has all the flavors you would want into it, the potency. And then I got the Sour Escape, which is Sour Head Wrecker, which is Escape cross to Solar Diesel BX4. And I took it back to BX4. And that one again has the old strand I put back away and I brought back to the cellar again. So that one itself is another one that has Mendel breath. What people all loved the purples back in the day. What made Thug popular. When he was making all his Mendel breath crosses, I had the Mindscape and I took Mindscape to F4, but I just put it away because I didn't want to show it off in there. I wasn't really into public. I was making strands for myself because that's what was more into it. I wasn't in it for the money. Now I just kind of like getting things out there. It's like, man, if I would have been doing this years ago, I could have had tons of followers, tons of money, but I didn't really care. And that being so, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to bring two purple frosty strands that has the sour punch, gets you fucked up, and I feel just two of them that people can actually focus on. So yeah, I got a lot of strands, so why release 10 strands when you only got two good ones? So this redrop, you're going to have two that you can actually buy from your site. And I got some really crazy ones I made from my double fatty 25, which is one of my favorite buds I got, and that's a double alien cross, a double OG sellers cross the fat soul sellers. So that being said that way, that strand along with a couple other ones are all going to be at a marketing thing. So on my website on I'm going to have two seeds of the rarest ones. So if you buy $600 worth of seeds on my site or your site, and mine can be combined with CBD, you have the first people that do that have access to that. Then it's going to go down to the fatty sellers. You spend $400, you can get access to that. And then I got solid cheese heads. I got cross to Sagan Star, which is a crazy Sensi Star cross, and I called that one Bart Star, legendary Green Bay Packers. No Eagles, but getting
Yeah.
back
I
on the
know.
map for Wisconsin.
I think we beat you
And
guys, didn't we?
that was going to be, yeah. Jordan Love has been pretty much a disappointment. Overrated, a lot of money, but it is what it is. We got to get someone like Brett Favre. Aaron Rodgers was a joke. He did win one, but I don't know. This wasn't my guy.
It was the coach. Look
And
at the
I got the
coaches
Brett
doing in
Favre.
Dallas. Not that I want to talk about this, but I'm just look what the coach is doing in Dallas. I don't think it was Aaron Rodgers. I think it was the coach, bro. You know, he gave you one. I know he gave you one, or almost gave you guys the Super Bowl, but I don't know, man. Just saying, you know.
Exactly. So that Bart Starr and these cheese heads is kind of cool because I'm actually doing the tile work at the Lambeau Stadium right now. We're doing all the new, like the fancy seats, doing all the tile for eating areas, the bathrooms. Because it's a big remodel. Because we finally got the big draft pick happening in Green Bay this year. Finally, we're going to at our arena. So right now, it's just mad trying to get all this arena done. So since I've been working there and looking, it's like, fuck, I'm just going to release these cheesehead strands. So there's only going to be 2 Bart Stars along with 2 Deathly Sours for the highest paid price. You're going to have 2 of each, and I'm going to have 2 of each. Whoever spends that much money first gets those 2. Then after that, it'll be 10 Deathly Sours. It'll be, 10 Fatty Sours. Hey, I got the list here I can read. I know I'll get sidetracked. For who will spend 600, and the Brett Farbs will have 20. So as it goes down, there'll be more and more seeds. So people who spend just a little bit of money has a chance to get these. So who spends the most will only get the 2 rarest ones. And I figured this way will be fun. If you wanted to get stocking stuffers or anything else for people, you can start buying things and feel better about your money. Being that having rare saddles, just things like that, I feel this way, this be something fun to do. Be more to promote the sales. I know things are tough. So that being said, for everyone who buys a pack of my mega cheese heads, that's cheddar wheels and Blesco seeds, which is his Exodus cheese to Karma Sour to Sour Power. And then that's back to my sour cheese heads, which is Karma Sour, back to mac and cheese, aliens cheese that Capulator used in that. The alien cheese is actually the first cheese that actually made the cheese into the headband that stayed into a logo in line. So it's like kind of special to me. So that one I'm just gonna make for $100 on both our websites. So anyone that buys a pack, they get that cheese head strand. That cheddar wheel is sold out right away for $100. So right to me, it feels like, well, why not do it? You get a rare strand back across to my cheese, so you got that sour cheese for $100 on top of buying whatever thing you want for you. So if you want to buy $100 of CBD or seeds from me, or seeds from Dark Star, you'll get it. There will be over maybe 50 some packs of that. So then if you spend that much to get the other ones, at least you get that. And
I think it's good. Maybe we. Did you come up with a date yet? Because I do see someone asking, you know, when is the date on the mega?
I was trying to do it this Friday, but I think it might be too soon. I think I'm going to do it Black Friday. Dark Star will have. I'm going to ship them to you this week, and I'll have them. So make you feel good about spending things. It's sort of holidays and make something kind of fun and exciting. Because I know everyone's broke with a shitty economy or just struggling. I ain't saying you're broke, but you just don't have that extra money to enjoy yourselves like you want. Everyone's limited. You put your money away to what you want. You know, not everyone's spending $5,000 on seeds and stashing away that they're not going to use for 10 some years. That thing happened like 5 some years ago. So I think there's something like that to do something.
We'll do it for Black Friday.
2 strands that are just going to be dropped, and the rest of the strands I have will just be for spending extra money. And that's how I get it. So you buy seeds for yourself or someone else, and then you get these new ones. Kind of just like
we will do it for
kids
Black Friday.
getting Pokemon cards, starter cards, football cards, you know. Kind of brings you back to that little kid in you. Makes you fun doing it.
Yeah, and you guys will also be able to use, you know, I'm going to also let you guys use the code that I have for you guys. When this drops, save the code. You guys probably have it already, but I'm going to give it to you guys again. I'm going to put it on a scroll. For anybody that might not have the code to my website, this is the code that's going to give you guys 15% off. I would save that code and use that code. Keep it for new drops. I do a 50. Yeah, I give these guys 15% off. They're in the lives. They're signed up to my newsletter. You know, I try to on new drops, anything that's not on sale already. I like them to be able to have a code to save a little bit of money. So I'm gonna let them. That code will be good for pretty much everything anyway. So use the code. Let me see.
Do it up.
But we'll get it to you guys by Black Friday. I think it's not this Friday, but next Friday.
Black Friday will be the next Friday. Yep.
Right.
I'll be shipping the seeds to you tomorrow. You'll have them before Black Friday. So if you buy and start on Black Friday, they'll be getting shipped the following Monday. So you'll have them to you guys then. Be fun way to do it. Not everyone's in hunting stands. Some people be shopping, and you can shop right in your hunting stands right on your phone if you wanted to now.
Let's go. Besides that, I want to give you guys like a couple of minutes to ask any questions that you guys want. I know you've been able to ask questions, but you know, we're almost at an hour right now. Like I said, I'm not going to cut it off or anything. We'll continue the conversation, but I know Thumbprint should be in here somewhat soon. So if you guys have any questions at all, this is why I do this. I know we you know, me and whoever's in here with me, we usually get into it and the time goes by really fast. But I also want to let you guys know, like, really, this is why we're here. You know, how he grows, medium. He already talked about that. But if you guys have questions, like, these are the people breeding questions, hunting, pheno hunting, whatever it is. You know, we have a couple minutes. I feel like you guys can get any questions that you guys want. So feel free to ask, man. I always say, you know, no question is a bad question.
Yeah, even if you ain't going to ask the question right now, you can always message me. I might not get back to you right away because I'm a busy guy, but I'll definitely get back to you. I'm sorry for everyone out there that has questions on all these streams. I just have so many, not enough time to post stuff. I really don't like posting stuff. I'm kind of old school. So I'm slowly doing stuff. This is my first time This is my second time talking with Dark Star, but it's been like, what, 3-some years since
it's been a long time.
Yeah, since the last time I did it.
How crazy is it? Yo, it's been a year since Breeders' Ball. Like, and we go back, you know.
This is the first
like,
time actually showing my face. Yeah.
Bro, that was the first. Yeah. No, I think. You never showed your face in the live last time, right? I can't remember.
No, I didn't.
Okay, yeah. Breeders' Ball was the first time. Obviously, we got to hang out and got to meet at Breeders' Ball. But yeah, okay. Let's get to some of these questions because now there are some. Any knowledge you could share on before the D pack you released?
Well, that one will be the Karma cell back across to JJ's DNL 91, and that's kind of my work that I'm having fun venturing in, trying to step back into before the diesel. Yeah, it has diesel in it, but with that Chem Dog 91 back across that Hawaiian DNL, I feel it's like some stepping blocks to try and getting back to that old diesel. This is kind of fun with old and new, without getting too exotic. Exotic was having 50 strands across the 50 strands. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really good one. That DNL from JJ was so stanky and had that stanky ass chem to it. It was like really chem dominant, but yet you had some skunk to it and some of that Hawaiian into it. And it just really medical on top of being a nice one-hit quit with the flavor. It was kind of underrated. I really never released much to it, but it's going to be released a little bit more now. I'm going to be working on it maybe in the next year or two. It's definitely a very overlooked strand. So yeah, I would pop them if you have them.
Is that new cheesehead strain Gazi?
On the males from my phone, yeah, they're very cheesy, very gassy, had that sour into it. It's a little bit of that GMO funk from Hell's Bells. This is a really good strand. Finally found a male over all the years that's actually what I want. Raindrop Farms is actually growing it right now. Dark's gifting him those beans, I believe. And he's posting it. I think he's in week 3 or 4 in flower. So just keep on following him, and he's really loving it. He has some really gassy ones to some really earthy ones.
Yeah. Raindrop's in here right now, so Raindrop, feel free to chime in. Raindrop's like one of my brothers on here, so yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What kind of terps will I find in the pack of Mizubi?
Mizubi, that was from Pacalona seeds from Hawaii. So that was like a crazy strand. That was one I did at this one stress house. I had this old crazy farmhouse that he always had problems with. He never had a timer. He always unplugged it every day. So I went through the most stress ever. And that one, he actually had PM in it. In this one of the breeds before I took it. So when I was looking through the strands, this was the only strand with a whole entire room full of PM that didn't even get no PM. And I believe it's from that Hawaiian genetics from always being by that rainforest effect. And that would be Maui Skunk Dog crossed to Purple Star Dog that he got from JJ. You know, that's a good legend. And he's actually still using that strand. So that strand back crossed to, I think that was at the back to head reener, which is a headband Hell's Bells. Just gonna get more heady gas. It's gonna separate the colas a little bit more because I had the Maui skunk dog had these big ass colas that didn't get mold. So it's gonna take a little bit more potency into it without the mold factor. And it's gonna stretch out that bud, I feel, just a little bit more. Nipsey Hussle. That was a crazy LA Confidential pheno I found out of the, what was that in there? Kobe. So it was a Kobe strand from Symbolic, which is Purple Punch across to LA Confidential. So I did a couple of different phenos I really loved in that one. And that one had that awesome good effects from the LA Confidential. LA Confidential is by itself from DNA Genetics. And they also make cataract kush from it, which are both really good for cataracts, pain, cancer. So being that said, that Nipsey Hussle, I named it after him from being from LA. Okay, not LA, but yeah, LA, California area, while having that good medical relief. Because he was really into his medical and anti-government. So I thought it'd be a cool one for him. Dedication to him.
Yeah, no
So
doubt.
if you have good pain effects and you need to relax, go for it.
When I put that on the side, I had a couple of people that were like, they needed it just because what you named it to.
So,
But
yeah.
plus what it was. You know, it's
I have
pretty
fun
cool.
with names. I try to incorporate the strains into it a little bit, and I try dedicating to people that actually try changing the world or changing the scene of medicine. It's just kind of fun.
No doubt. Do you use living soil? So does the Dawgfather use live living soil? Is he all organic?
Yeah, I actually just got done making some new custom beds, which I'm going to share. I have a hemp farm, so I shred all my hemp stalks, and I layer the bottom of my beds with a good 6 inches of hemp chips. And then on top of that, I put an inch layer of fermented, I call it hemp kashi, where I ferment it with molasses, EM1 liquid. So I was doing a little bit too much of it on the bottom, like pure EM1, but it was just baking so much that I didn't like that. I just wanted a little bit to accelerate that hemp while still having the hemp be a drainage. So you just do living soil without no drainage on the bottom. You always can get that wet climate, which causes disease, whatnot, root rot. So having that always that acceleration at the bottom, figured why not use it. So the hemp I use EM1 when I grow the hemp outdoors. Then I use EM1 to make the hemp into kashi. I just think it's kind of cool. No, there's no science.
That's very cool.
But just to a person, just hillbilly from Wisconsin with no degree, it's kind of fun.
I think that's fucking very cool, bro. I've never heard anybody like. I think it's fucking very cool. You know. I'm thinking in my head like,
soil like the lasagna in my living bed, so I'm trying to keep things living. So I'm gonna show. I actually got pictures and stuff of how I made them. And this is my new design I've been making. I actually got my outdoor garden beds. I do all my gardening. I used to grow giant pumpkins. I grew like 14 up to 1,800 pound pumpkins, 200-pound giant watermelons, and all my shit's all the same way. EM1 liquids, Grow Green Kiss. Go Green was always my big thing 10, 14 years ago when it first came out. Because it almost they used a lot of giant pumpkins. And all of a sudden I was using all the time, and I was talking to the main guy, Mark. It's like it was actually intended for cannabis. Like, well, hell yeah. So I started using it for that. So it doesn't really matter to me what you get your amendments, Vital, Build a Soil. They're all really good. Just depends on what ratio you want. But these
I actually started talking to him, dude. I did something with those guys too, and he like came and lodged with me and stuff. He's pretty cool. Right. All right, I have questions. I have questions from the Instagram. Hold on, Mike Turner. I'm going to take your question down. I'm going to go back to it. I'm just going to take it off the screen. Do you have a website or Instagram page where you showcase the strains in flower? And the second part of the question is, I really like to see the Angel of Death in flower and possible terp. You know, tell me about the terps a little bit on the Angel of Death.
So the Angel of Death kind of goes back to the names again. I made a strain with the white crossed to Bainers and Mac, and I called it Mac Miller. Then I crossed it to Kobe. Then I crossed it to Death Star. So Death, Mac, and Kobe both died. Angel of Death. It's kind of funny to me, but not funny. But just put the smile on my face. I guess it's kind of just making that creativeness while still honoring them, not being a dick.
Yeah, the Mac. When I saw the Mac Miller, dude, I know somebody else in particular was like, oh, like you don't. I thought that was cool as hell when I saw that. Just know that I know we both did. She definitely did. She made me realize how cool it was, to be honest. So,
and it took a little bit of everything. That took the purple from the Purple Punch and the Kobe, and And then it had the really extra white from the white. That was a Thug Pug cross where you had white montage, white back cross to Mendel montage, which is still a purpley strand just coated in white trichromes. And then back to the Death Star gave it that gas. Kind of made it a little bit smaller yields, like the typical Death Star has that golf ball yields, but it had that potency, and that's what I was going for. So you just get these crazy crystally purple balls that just smell like death. I only have a couple buddies that grew it outside, but I don't really have too much pictures. That's like my apologies on that, Bat. Just old habits and not posting shit. Because it's just how you kind of just did things, you know.
And yo,
So
we
over
gave
these
out.
years-
I'm pretty sure that was what we did the freebies with, right? We
Yep.
did Angel. We gave out a shit ton of those. So if you guys have those,
Right. I still got
throw those
thousands of
out.
them. So if you want to try it or just a couple of them, I can always send some testers out too, or whatever, some freebie ones, or I can give Dark Star some more to release again.
Oh yeah, I definitely need more freebies. So no doubt, I'm always going to say yes, please. You know, I love to hook these guys up with freebies. So, oh, damn, Instagram just sent. Wait, hold on. Let me get us back on Instagram real quick. Actually, here I'm going to put this question up while I do it. You can talk about the Scarecrow, and I only have hour lives on Instagram, so it does cut me off. I have to re-sign back in. So
Scarecrow, that gets dedicated to 3-6 Mafia member Lord Infamous, also named the nickname Scarecrow. And this guy's just, you know, he's always a party animal, always having fun, loved his weed. And I feel just to honor him with that. So that was Death Star, crossed to Solar Diesel, back cross to Death Star BX2. So just really rare, really stanky. Made you feel good, want to dance around, just like he's always dancing around, hopping in his black overall bibbies. And just, I don't know. I know I'm a little country from up north, but I love all the music. Almost everything but country. From reggae, you'd be at my work site, you'd be listening to reggae all the way to Static X, crazy ass hardcore rock, and then be going back to rap, with hardcore rap. And I just got brought up to it from my cousins as I was a little kid, so that's why I got Project Pat and I got Scarecrow. I'm actually making some different Project Pat versions, and I'm thinking about making another one for Scarecrow called Lord M for Lord Infamous. So that was just a rare one. I only released like 3 packs to some people. Was never even on a website, but just some good people. Since I only did couples, because I still want to work with it yet before I can really showcase it. So yeah, just super stanky Death Star Sour Terps. If that answers your question.
all right. Where do we at? We have where are we at? Well, there's okay. Damn, where was I at? Oh, they're all talking about Wisconsin. I think this is where are we at? Dawgfather freebie is awesome, dude. I love the Dawgfather little sea jars and corks. Let's go. Nice, thank you, Dark. You're welcome. When did he start growing? At age?
Well, I'll say age 15. Age 15. I started smoking right when I was into 14, 15, and then I started growing right away. Just young. So I got over 20 years of growing now.
What could we expect from Roadkill Banger?
So the Roadkill Banger was a heavy Chima. This one had more of like a, I don't know how to explain it, like a piney sour. No skunk to that Vino, but it's had super crazy crystals on it. And then I took it back to a really crystally male of Capulators, Baners, and Mac, which is head Baner across the Mac. Since the Mac's such a dominant strand, it gave it the crystals and it made the head Baner sweet. So it had that sweet, sour, kind of limey-ish head Baner taste to it. So yeah, you're going to find different ratios from this really crystally buds to ones that really kind of fuck you up from that. Because Hemichiba's Roadkill Skunk was some type of Afghani from the 70s. So to me, you get like more narcotic effects. Just good sleeps, good relief. So one of those ones that sometimes you get THC levels at about 15%, and then sometimes you get THC levels of like in the 20s, just due to that Afghani heroin.
Listen, NC, stop with the bullshit, bro. I didn't see you. I was in a different screen, fool. I see you now. What's up? I think he might be growing some dog. If he's not, I'm sure he's growing some of your gear as well. I feel like NC's definitely had some Dawgfather. All right, one more thing, and I think. Where's
VVD. So VVD, so my Gear 5 line, I'm only just releasing a certain amount of strands that's dedicated to the One Piece anime, and VV's in there. So Gear 5 is Luffy's new form, which is called Nika, where it's this drums of liberation, where you dance around, you have music, and just feel good. You make everyone in the area happy. So I took that crazy male, which is starts off. Okay, I'll just start over. Gear 5. I start off with Skunk Tex Octane, which is New York Sour Diesel crossed the OG Kush. Then I took it back to Fatso Sours from Alien, and then I got it back across to Double Fatty, which is double OG Sours crossed to Fatso. So it's like a three-way Alien that really bring that potency in. Then back to the crazy grapefruit orange from Skunk Tex Octane clone. It's the only clone I ever bought besides the Riri, which is the other female in the BBD. Because I always use seeds. I only never bought clones from anyone besides that. So those terps, when those hit back to the other males in the Gear 5, it took that crazy grapefruit orange terps and made it to like a sour cantaloupe. So it has the purple frost, super potency from aliens, but you get sour cantaloupe terps. So then putting that onto the Riri, which is a cut I got for another $500 from Skunk Lord, which a lot of people know he grows these old school strands, and it's very hard to get a hold of him. He's not even offering a Riri D. He's the only person I could actually find a Riri Sour Diesel. And really, the heritage on that's unknown. Maybe 06, 07 from Rez's drop. And it just, so you're going to have Sour Diesel back into Sour Diesel Cantaloupe terps. It's going to probably take you at least, at the very shortest, a 10 from the Gear 5 shortening up, but most of them will probably be 12 to 13 years. Not 13 years, but 13 weeks of flowering due to the Riri. Riri is very finicky. If you don't grow it right, it's not going to smell right, ain't going to get you high, be like wheat diesel. It has to be very healthy before it goes in a flower. I'm talking like a lush green. If it has any yellowing, it's just going to be junk. You might as well just wait before flipping it. Very touchy strand. So it's going to be pretty cool. It's a rare one.
I just wanted to say, Mr. Green Thumb, I see you. I think you're over there. Yeah, come over, tap on that link, and come on in, bro. I mean, I'm just trying to get through these questions. So as soon as you come in, I'm gonna let this guy go because I've had him for a while now. I'm not trying to hurry, but I'm just saying, Mr. Green Thumb, come on, let's go. Come on over, we're waiting on you, bro. Just go tap on that link. How did you get the Jaime RKS cut? What inspired you to work with it? That's from Raindrop.
I guess like anyone, I grew up with old school skunk terps and AK-47s, white rhinos. So once I saw I could get it before it was actually noticed by people, I think I paid $500 for the seeds. I never had a cut. I just got it from him before he actually released it from him. Came in a cool little moose pack, and I just hunted it. I didn't find no roadkill. I found skunky onion, grassy onion, skunky stuff, and just right to like straight up lime flavors. Just really different things, but no.
Yeah, that's what I hear about his
There's
RKS.
no roadkill flavors, but it was so cool, and it just had good effects.
I hear the same exact thing. So, Aloha. I knew you grew out something. So he grew out the Aloha Sour. I knew NC grew out something of yours.
The Aloha was really special. I had some people finish it up north in Michigan. It was the first of many greenhouses. Wormies had it. And what was it? The guys who make Bokashi brand out in Michigan, they had it in their greenhouse. It was the first one to finish, stankiest, and the most crystaliest one. I actually hunted that one outdoors from Gage Green when they first dropped the little grape stomper, maybe about 10, 11 years ago or something like that. And I made that one outside. I found the best pheno that actually finished, beat the frost. And then I took that one to Mindscape. And then I put it on the back burner till I found Sour Diesel Karma's BX4. And I finally brought that out to the vault 12 years later and crossed that to it. So just something that can actually finish, like a sour that can finish with yet the potency and the effects. How do I store it? I got a special seed room that I have down here where I got dehumidifier that runs just for it. And it's not I don't have cabinets or no fancy glass. It's a whole entire room that just stays at a certain humidity low, and it doesn't get too hot, and it doesn't fluctuate. I'd rather have it cold than getting warm. And that's how I store it. And I do fine just doing it that way. I don't like freezing things. I don't like having that moisture flux. Just like when I store pound, I have better luck storing in my stock drawer than going in the freezer. Just don't change that atmospheric moisture and temperature. Just like when you store your fats, your oils, your distillates, just don't let the sun hit it. Don't let the heat. Don't let the moisture. It'll last way longer.
And the second part to it, I took it down too quick. What are the oldest seeds you popped recently from your collection?
From my collection? Well, most of my stuff, I have really old seeds, but I lost many of them. My first ones I still got is when I used a Mindscape about 12 or
Oh
so years
shit,
ago
let's
for
go,
JG.
Fresh Coast. Why don't you come over to the YouTube and jump in too, bro? I see you on Instagram. Let's go.
Just pop sour cheese heads. I think you told me about these. So the sour heads was a different version. That was actually a pheno that I found from the Karma BX4. It wasn't a male. It was the best pheno of the pack I could find that actually had a true sour, little smaller, faster yielding than most. I would say faster by being a 10 weeker instead of 12. And then I was back to a headband, Hell's Bells. And I was just really liking that sour heads. And the sour cheese heads, I was talking about it before. You're going to find nice little variations from earthy cheese, sour gas. The sour cheese heads is definitely going to take a little bit longer than the sour heads because you have the Afghani #1 and that headband in the sour heads. And that one was bred outside also. I'm from the north Wisconsin, way up there, so we get that cold. And everything's all accumulated. When I'm making seeds outside, I let them hit it till it's completely dead for multiple frosts.
I see Mr. Green Thumb in the house right now. He just popped in. And I think that I don't see any questions left. I think we actually got through. Super excited. Yeah, I think we got through all the questions, man. So I am gonna just say
there you go. Well, I'm glad everyone had a good time talking to me for the first time, and I'll show my face in another year or two from now with something else I'm working on. It's always gonna be something with sour headbands, and that's like my thing, and we'll see which way I stray away again from it. Like I tend to
F2 highway robbery cooking now. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, seriously, Fresh Cut. All you guys on Instagram, I try to say this. I can't see your guys' comments. I do have to look down to see you guys. So if you guys want to come to the YouTube, you're welcome. You can hang out on Instagram too. I try to keep an eye down at the comments down there. I do see when people come in occasionally, and but I can't see your guys' questions really. But anyway, I am gonna just, like I said, say thank you for the night, bro. I appreciate you. We have a drop coming up, not this Friday, Black Friday, the Dawgfather. We talked about it. I gave you guys a code to use, even though it's priced low already. I gave you guys a code to use, so feel free. Make sure you guys save that code, use that code, get you guys some seeds on Black Friday. And
thanks again for having me, guys. Brother. Have a good one.
Absolutely. I appreciate you, man. All right. All right, let's get him out of here and let's get this guy up in this bitch. Bam. Bam.
There we go. What's up,
All
brother?
right, let's go. Give me 1 second.
What's up,
here.
everyone?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys. Okay. So second guest of the night, as you guys know already, this guy right here is out of my favorite country. You guys know how much I love Canada. My favorite country. My favorite country is Canada. You know what I mean? I love Canada. This is the one breeder I actually do work with from Canada. And you guys should know who he is already. So Thumbprint Genetics, Mr. Green Thumb. I'm going to let him introduce himself real quick while I just literally turn this camera off for 1 second. I'm going to let him talk literally 30 seconds just so I can get up for 1 sec and respond to this. So introduce yourself to the people for anybody that doesn't know who you are. And let's do it.
I appreciate that, brother. And yeah, so I'm Mr. Green Thumb. I'm running Thumbprint Genetics over here. Actually, come New Year's this year will be the 3-year anniversary of it being up. So yeah, I've accomplished quite a bit this year, actually. This year, I was focusing a lot on going over strains that I'd already created in the past 2 years and continuing those lines, kind of picking and choosing what I wanted to work with and move forward with. So I was very successful with what I wanted to do this year, except for I was hoping to do or actually start a fem line at the end of this year, but that kind of got fucked up thanks to 2020 Medicinal over there. I was recommended using his feminization spray, so I picked up the silver spray from them and literally sprayed it on the plants for 3-4 weeks and didn't see one change in them at all. It might as well have been fucking water I was spraying on them. So
Damn.
yeah, it was brutal, man. It was brutal. I'm like talking to people that I know have done it. I'm like, I should be seeing something by now. Like, shouldn't I? Like, this is crazy. But yeah, so it was just a dud, I guess. And I got to find a different product to move forward with on that, or just do it myself. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, I like yeah. I see some people. Oh, he said, "Oh, snap! Yeah, let's go." Oh, he's talking to somebody else in the comments, probably. There's a couple guys on here that do a lot of fem work. Um, Obviously, you're probably still in here watching. In-house is one of them. They do
Yep.
a lot of fem work. So those guys really have the
Yeah, I
right.
got a couple
Okay,
of
thank you, Ross.
recommendations of ones to use. So
Listen, I actually have some guy. I know a guy. I know a guy. His name is actually Spaceberry. Spaceberry Farms, the homie. He just did a bunch of work with Fresh Coast. He actually makes the spray. So
oh, does he?
maybe,
Eh?
why don't we somehow get you guys together?
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
somehow get you guys together.
Do a little something there.
And it's funny, I just said that while someone else is saying it. So there you go. Need to get with Spaceberry. I beat you to it, Raindrop. A little slow, bro. A little slow.
Yeah, I've had a couple recommendations from a couple other people of things to use. The thing was, I had like 3 different people recommend me the 2020 Medicinal spray, swearing by it. So that was what I went with first. And
All right, well, here's another guy right here. Second guy, Spaceberry, best spam spray.
yeah, everyone's
You gotta
saying,
like
all
when they come together and I see Ross, Fresh Coast in there, and it works. He said, and it works.
right, we'll hit Spaceberry up for damn sure then. It's not something that I'm like I really, really want to do. It's kind of something that I just want to be able to provide for people, because I get people all the time asking me for feminized genetics, and I get the reasons why certain people want those. So I at least want to make sure I have something available for people as far as that goes. But regs will always be what I turn to. It'll always be my main staple for sure.
Some don't flip. That's from in-house. So it could be, he said, you see what he says. Some don't flip.
Yeah.
So, you never know.
Yeah.
I figured he was still in here.
It
But
is what it is.
you got guys out there that really have knowledge on it, like him. Obviously Ross is in the other room on the Instagram saying
Yep.
about Spaceberry. So, they're good suggestions from people that actually, are trying to give good advice.
I would definitely take his opinion highly for sure.
So, all right, let's talk about, what you've been. It's been a minute. I haven't had you on here in probably I don't even know how. It's been a while. It's been a while.
It's been probably close to a year.
I feel like it has been close to a year. I was sort of going to say that. Some flip and don't let pollen go. Yeah, you said the same thing as in-house, Ross. You guys are saying the same thing. So,
yeah, I literally saw zero change in the plants. They just started flowering as they normally would with nothing else. So,
okay. I mean, that is, it's funny because I had this conversation with somebody yesterday too, and I often have breeders ask me, like, what are people buying? Are they buying fems? Are they buying regs? And I will ask the question on a live like this, right? With people that are really educated, that are probably looking for males, or they're growing for reasons of like finish whatever, they're growing for different reasons, and a lot and then the larger part of the community, because I promise you, if I ask right now, 90% of the people will say I prefer regs. I'll take fems occasionally,
for sure.
As I see like sales and stuff, I do see, especially over the last year or so,
I know a lot of the new first-time growers, those are a lot of the people that really want feminized genetics because they're not familiar with the male counterpart. They're not sure what to look for. I think a lot of people assume like as soon as the plant becomes a male, their whole tent becomes pollinated. I've had to tell so many people, like, you can get that thing 2-3 weeks into flower and then it's going to really start releasing. You'll have the odd one pop up here and there that might release early, but as far as like a full dousing, you have to wait till you're 2-3 weeks into flower for that to happen.
Yeah. So, Kanatai, I was just talking about you with my last guest. Actually, we're talking about what you and I spoke about the other morning. But listen, fool, I'm just gonna call you out, Kanatai. If you're up right now, you should be able to come in with me. I have an hour with him. You could if anybody wants to come in for the last hour, because I have no guests for the last hour, we could do it where we all come together and we all have a little panel talk for the last hour. I know that he can only stay so long. I'm not sure he's going to be able to, I'm not sure he's going to be able to stay much past when we're supposed to be here. But if anybody wants to come in tonight, you guys hit me in the DMs. I'll send you guys the link, and I could have up to 10 people in here. You know, we could have a
really,
good conversation.
That's cool.
Yeah, we could have 10 people in here. So,
Nice.
you know, anybody at all, whether I don't know, Ross isn't in there anymore, but in-house, Kanatai, you know, whoever wants to come in here, if you guys want to, just send me a DM, and I'll send you guys a link for the last hour. If not, I'll probably end it, you know, when I'm done with him, and we'll be back next week.
He said you got to do it at the correct time. They had in 2020, Mendocino sent like a whole instruction thing with it of when to apply it and how much to do and everything. So I followed to a T of what they said.
Did they stress as you sprayed?
Nope, I literally saw zero difference. I assumed it was Aquafina in the fucking sprayer.
All right. Yeah, let me make sure. If anybody wants to, send it on the 1.0 account, and I'll send you guys the link. That goes to anybody who wants to come in for the last hour. If nobody sends a DM, I am totally fine with that tonight as well. I'm not pressuring anybody to come in for the last hour. I'm totally fine ending this early tonight, but we do have a platform. I'm sure we can find something really good to talk about if we bring some of us together. So I'm just putting it out there. Send me a message on the 1.0 account. I'll send you a link. If not, we straight. All right, so let me see. Is there any point in the plant's life? Yeah, I'm not sure we're really. I feel like this is a whole nother conversation. I feel like we're not really good. Listen, I'm not trying to focus on the feminized. I think it was just brought up, and
No, happy to chat about whatever. It is what it is.
well, I'm saying, is there any point in the plant's life if it stops receiving pollen to make seeds? And I feel like, well, that's not necessarily a feminized.
No, that can apply for
be,
anything.
That's actually a legit question. So why don't you, if you want to answer that, you know?
I'm pretty sure it'll keep taking it even further into flower. Like if you pollinate it at 3 weeks, and then say you were to try and pollinate it again at 6 weeks, I'm pretty sure any kind of new growth on the plant would take in that pollen and produce more. Now, those seeds might not be done at the same time as the others because they're being started later, but I'm pretty sure it would still accept more. No, I've never tried that, but I'm pretty sure it would.
All right, so okay, so now that we're through that, so okay, I will say this, like I say with every guest, man, I do bring it, like we're going to talk about, you know, his lines, his drops, his genetics, obviously, but at the same time, everybody does it differently, right? There's no right way, there's no wrong way. Well, there's wrong ways, there's no right way per se, you know, to grow. So you guys have any questions at all? I always feel like it's important for me to make sure you guys know this is the place for you guys to ask questions. He's in Canada. He's in a totally different environment than most of us in the United States, or, you know, he's dealing with different things. So anybody that's in Canada, especially, or, you know, just as curious about whatever, how he does it, you know, he's a breeder. You guys know who he is.
The term "there's more than one way to skin a cat" applies very well to this.
There's way more than one way. And I always say this too, for the new growers out there, man, I really want to focus on you guys more than the dudes that know what they're doing already. You guys are the most important ones because you just are to us, you know. And I will say it like I say it all the time, no question is a bad question. This is a platform where you could ask whatever you want. And between the people in the comments and us, we're going to help you guys out. That's why we're here. All right. So that being said, let's talk a little bit about what you have coming up next, what you've been working on. Let's talk about that.
I've got a drop coming up. Probably, I was going to do it this weekend, but I think I'm going to delay it another week just because of the packaging and stuff. I'm having some issues. But yeah, probably the next weekend will be the Murder MILF F2s that I'll be releasing, as well as a couple Murder MILF crosses. That was one of my favorite strains that I created in the first year that I was doing this. That is the Dairy MILF crossed to the Roadkill OG that Professor Sprout from Lucky 13 created. And that was one of my favorite, most potent creations. It was just overly dank. Some of the smells that were coming off it were just so stinky and raunchy and gross. Like I said, one of the best descriptions I got of it, I always use it, is one of my buddies grew it on here. And he said that it smelled like his son's lacrosse bag with gasoline dumped on it. And I was just like, oh, that's amazing. Some of mine were like old socks and gas and just really stinky, raunchy, but it was just so overly potent, like would just put you down for hours. So that was one that I was really fond of that I had to continue this year. Like I said, this year is just ones I was going through that I really liked, and maybe some of the others that other people really liked, and just continuing those lines, doing more work with them.
I see somebody on Instagram saying got some wet work waffles in my tent right now.
Oh yeah, those are amazing. I had a couple people just finished those recently.
All right, Canny I see you. Listen, Canny are you making me bend down and see your questions, man? Come over to the YouTube. Just saying. But then we have what is Mr. G's favorite gene pool? I'll try to throw the questions in like as we're talking a little bit. So I'll throw them up on the screen. I feel like the best thing for me to do is throw them up on the screen so you could see them.
Yeah, I can see them there. Yeah.
Then you could just respond to it as you want. I'll pull it down, put another one up, but we can continue to talk about the drop as well. Only because I know you said you might not be able to stay the whole time. So
yeah, it's just daddy duties because I got a newborn. So
totally understand.
Yeah, buddy. As far as my favorite gene pools, I'm kind of all over the place, but like the stinky raunchy shit is definitely my favorite stuff, and overly heavy gas, like that's always what I turn to. I'll definitely dabble in a bit of everything and bring a little bit of everything in, just because I don't want to keep just what I like and produce just what I like. I want to produce what other people enjoy as well, but still kind of have my little twist on what they like as well.
One more question. What can I expect from the Shiatsu Kush?
Very earthy, very gassy, very potent. That'll put you out for a while. Except if the ones that come out, there's a couple phenos in the mix there. The ones that are a little more purpley are definitely not as potent. The ones that are more green are definitely the more potent in the mix. But if I'm not sure which one they're talking about because I have the F2s out and the F3s, so I'm not sure which ones they have.
All right, Josh, let us know. Or Jay. I said Josh, but Jay and Jay, let us know which one you have so he can tell you.
Yeah, the F2s definitely had more of the purple phenos in the mix. I always find that too. Anything that comes out overly purple where the buds are like very purple is definitely like more hempy. Like it's never as potent as its counterparts.
No doubt, bro. Make green, we agree. Like I'm all about. I agree with you 100%.
Not to say that it's not flavorful. I'm just talking about potency.
I feel like there's more flavor. I don't know. I feel like obviously it's strain specific and all that, but I feel like in general, more like greener, lighter, beautiful, more like the terpier, tastier, and the effects are better. Yeah, purple strains have always been a little bit like, they're not wrong.
I've had some purple ones where the terps, I'm just like, oh my god, like just so flavorful, but just nothing, like not doing anything.
Effects wise, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we talked. Did we? Yeah, let's talk about. So, how big is the menu? How many strains are dropping?
As far as the new drop, it's 6 total strains.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got a bunch of different stuff available right now, but the new drop is 6 total.
And Black Friday, is that going to be the drop? I mean, you said this Friday's probably.
Yeah, I was figuring out aim for that. Like they're all done, they've all been tested and everything. I just having some issues with the packaging. My usual packaging, I print them myself. They're in these nice little paper packages, and I wax seal them.
Who did the art? I think I know. Do I know the person that did the artwork on that? I mean, we might as well.
Yeah, Parknut.
Let's give her a shout out, Parknut.
Shout out to Parknut. Yeah. She created the whole design and everything on there. And whenever I get a new strain come out, she kind of tweaks it and does a couple little things to it to change it so that they're not always the same.
That's a trip. I wasn't sure. Like, I know she had said she did it a long time ago. It just popped in my head. So
yeah, she still does it for me. I just had an issue with the printer I do it on, so I may just have to do this drop into Mylar bags. I've done that with 1 or 2 of the other ones. I don't really like to, but it is what it is. It's not about the fucking packaging, is what's in them.
All right, let's what to expect from the Payton Parmesan.
Payton's Parmesan. That's the Gary Payton cross to the pink Parmesan. Will get some very, very large buds on those, very dense as well. That's from the pink Parmesan. As far as terps, you're going to get very heavy gas and rubber from the Gary with a little spice and stank from the pink Parmesan. Yeah, he said he had the F3s, so those will be a little more pinned down to the green phenos.
Nice. Let's go.
Yeah. Didn't have as many purple ones come up from the F3s. The F2s, it was probably a 50-50 mix of the green and purple phenos.
All right. Regs, but of limited pancake. Yeah. I feel like that's like the general consensus of people that come through my lives. You know, people that are doing like breeding or hunting males, or you're looking for males in particular, because, you know, obviously this community, you know, it's not really, I mean, we have a lot of new growers that come through, of course, and then, you know, and I see it's really cool to see new people come in and then see them a year or two later and see where they're at, you know.
Exactly.
But in the beginning, I feel like Greg's Fems are definitely, you know, they save space and
I think one of the biggest issues right now is brand new growers starting with Autoflowers. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes they can do, because they're so finicky and so picky. They can easily frustrate someone that ain't got that willpower to push through it and just be like, all right, fuck this. I'm done with this. I'm never doing it again. Right.
100%. I think, I mean, until I've never grown, I've never grown an autoflower. I most likely never will, because I just don't have a reason to. But for those new growers that are like, oh my God, like I don't have to touch a light, I don't have to set I don't have to do all these little things that they think might be difficult, that are not difficult. Like well,
they watch some of these dudes on YouTube that make it look so easy, and they don't talk about the issues that come with doing autoflowers and shit.
Bro, the feeding schedule, so like, you know, you have to feed the plants like almost like, from what I understand of you know, over time, having some auto breeders come through. I never knew that. Like I would never. Okay, the reality is I would never buy a pack of autoflowers and think I had to treat it differently than like something else. And you totally do. And that's
you totally do. That's the problem. And there's not enough education with new growers on that, right? They just assume they're getting a regular cannabis plant when you're getting something a little different.
Yeah, you're getting like it's gonna. Yeah, you're totally getting something a little bit different. And I'm not saying they haven't come a long way.
And the thing is, it throws off their perspective of what a cannabis plant is and should be as well, because they know what a plant looks like in their head. Someone that's never grown it before, you've either seen it in person, you've seen it on TV or whatever. You know what it looks like, and then you grow this thing, and it starts shooting out pistils and flowering at a foot tall. And it just that just totally skews your whole vision of this. Is like, is this it? Am I doing it right? Like, what's happening here? Like, that just fucks with a new grower's head so much.
Yeah, like listen, new growers, it's so simple. Like, buy a timer. It's like, bro, I'm just saying, like they say it's auto, but it's also auto if you sit there for like literally 30 seconds and set your timer. Then it's automatic too. It's like, and your yields, and you could take cuts, and you can't do this shit with autos. Just you know, understand that. Like, just understand that.
Whereas if you start with a photo period and at least you know what a female part and a male part looks like, they're just going to grow vigorously and beautiful, and you're going to see what you're expecting in your head, like what your idea of a cannabis plant should look like. You're going to get that. You're going to obtain that.
Yeah. I've only seen good like yield from autos in like DWC, and I was a little bit I was impressed. I did have somebody come through.
I've seen some massive auto colas. I've seen some massive plants, but I will say this: I've never seen a picture of an autoflower where I've been like, "Wow, I want to smoke that."
Yeah,
I've never seen one. They all just look very boofy to me.
Thank you. Let's go. Boofy. Yeah, for real.
They all just look super boofy. Like, I would not even want to smoke it.
All right. I'm glad we had
And that's not to discredit anyone that's grown them and thinks they have amazing pictures of them. That's just my personal opinion.
That's what it is. That's a joke. You know, like I said, like new growers out there, just do your due diligence if you decide to grow autos. That's all I'm going to say.
You have to know what to expect.
Yeah, 100%. You know, Okay, so man, the 42 fast, blue fire for me around my clothes. Yeah, listen, there's always going to be exceptions to the rule, and you probably know how to grow. You know, there's a difference between a new grower and somebody that's like somebody that knows that's been growing.
Well, of
You know,
course,
where you can look
I
at
could
it.
throw an autoflower in my tent right now, and I would at least know what to expect from it, what to do for it, and how to play with it right without fucking it up or making it overly stressed. Whereas someone that's, like I said, someone that's new to growing, they're just throwing a seed in the soil and they're expecting an image of a plant they have in their head, and they're not going to get that.
Exactly. It's just, and your yields are so, you know, it's just, yeah. Just do yourselves a favor, man. Start, if anything,
Start with regs. You can start with fems too, but the fems will do a little bit of weird shit here and there as well. I would always say start with regs and just become familiar with what a female part looks like and a male part looks like. They're very, very easy to distinguish. So, but I think that's a lot of people's problem. They're just so scared about their tents getting pollinated if they have males in there, but it does not happen immediately.
It doesn't. Yeah, like
if you're in your grow every day looking at your plants, like you're gonna notice things.
There's no, yeah, exactly. For any new growers, again, there is no way you are not going to catch and see that male if you're in your garden.
Unless you leave your shit for like a week at a crucial time and come back.
Exactly.
And yeah, but if you're in there every day looking at, because like to me, indoor growing is much more intimate than outdoor growing. I'm pretty sure most of us are in our indoor grows every day looking at plants and, you know, checking things out. So if you're doing that, you're going to notice it.
Facts. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah, it's just, you know, yeah. I just tell people buy a timer, man.
For sure. What he just said, a lot of it's about the marketing and how people market these autos to people.
Yeah, no doubt.
Super easy. You'll have a whole harvest done in 90 fucking days. And, you know, like,
yeah,
a lot of the marketing is throwing people off for sure.
All right, let me see. I'm gonna look on Instagram for you guys. Since I don't know why you guys can't just come to YouTube, man.
Instagram diehards, bro. Do you have a lot of people on YouTube watching?
Okay, so
I couldn't see on there or on here, so
it shows me 60, but the problem is I'm not sure if that's on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch.
Oh, it just spreads it across.
Yeah, I'm only seeing one. I'm only seeing numbers from one of the platforms. You know.
Oh, okay.
So, but I do see 61 right now, and I see like 15 people on Instagram still. So, you know, it usually is around that. I mean, we'll get up to like 80, 100 people. You know, once I post this,
I know what
it'll end up with like 1,000, you know, 1,000, 1,200, 1,600, almost 2,000 views over a little bit of time too. So, all right, so everyone's yeah, I see you, Don Nubs over there. Autos are totally different. You have to grow photos before you attempt autos. Good thing.
Yeah.
I've never done an auto, only done fems are fine. You know, fems are cool. Definitely, like
anytime the genetics are played with, which is what you're doing with fems and with autos, there can be some weird stuff, mutants in the mix, hermaphrodites in the case of fems, you'll see, because you're essentially herming a plant to make the fucking feminized seeds.
So another thing is you don't see proper feeding schedule for autos by the breeder. Huge. I feel like that's a huge thing. You know,
for sure, you got to feed them definitely a lot differently than others.
Yeah, I had a huge, like, I was woken up one day when I had an auto breeder come on, and they're you know, I'm talking about feeding schedules, and they're like, no, we do half a feeding that we would do with regs with autos, and I'm like, what? Like, I never fucking knew. If I don't know this, you know, these dudes buying autos don't know that shit either, and that's like crazy.
But I think a lot of that is stuff that people just kind of have to play with themselves and figure out like their own little recipe for what works for their plants and their environment, because what works for one person might not work for someone else just based on their environment or where they are.
No doubt. Yeah, autos are fun to run when you got a main tank. Yeah. That would be the reason that I would do it, you know, if I was going to ever run autos, which I probably just won't. I don't know. Maybe one day I will. Who knows? We'll see. I just
like I get the use case for them, but it's just, to me, it's a far Like, it's just way off the mark as far as being an actual what I think is a cannabis plant. And that's because it's not really a true cannabis plant. It's two different plants mixed into one.
Yeah, exactly. It's yeah, that's part that's like I think. And then you got, you know, I don't even want to get started on like the fast flowering stuff because I fucking have sat with Sin City and had a huge conversation that's on here. If you guys go back and look at the Sin City conversation, not the most recent one, but 2 ago, yo, he broke it down because he just did a whole drop with Daz. And you know, their opinion is they should never even be released. Like those are like the in-betweens. You know,
Yeah.
like it's really cool when you have, you know, you have breeders like that really know their shit. You got Daz and him just did that drop they did, and they are like the fast flowering shit should never even be released because that is the work up to what's supposed to be released as an auto. It's wild conversation. So,
and I think that appeals to the guys with big grows that want to make money because they can just have such a fast turnaround rate with Autoflowers.
yeah, no, I get why they do it and why, you know, whatever. But his take on it and listening to that, it just was like it was sort of eye opening because you know, I do these and I talk to some, you know, I had this conversation the other day. Like I've been doing these Wednesday nights for about 3-4 years now. I learn shit all the time. You know, I do it to educate like people out there, but I'm being educated always. You know, all the new stuff, all this, all that, like conversations like that open my eyes up, and I'm like, wow. Then I start to dwell on it and think about it, and I'm like, that's wild. You know, it really is. So, because you got people that like have dedication, that give a shit, like put pride into their work. And then you have people out there that are cutting corners. And in their opinion, that's exactly what that shit is. And I get it, you know, fast grow, like all that. But, you know, you're not getting what we want. You know, you're not growing off a fast flower what we want, in my opinion. You know? Dank, you know, fire, like real fucking good genetics, you know? Winners in every pack, shit like that. So,
like I said, still have yet to see a picture of one that I'm just like, oh, I have to smoke that. And I see that every day with photo periods. So, to me, that's a big issue right there. But that's my personal opinion. You guys might think otherwise, but yeah.
Yeah, listen, you go teach your own, bro. My opinion don't mean shit. My opinion's only my opinion. So I have similar views on autos, sorta. I've grown out a few dank autos. And I have pet peeve about people dissing something they haven't tried with big opinions. Hey, it's just my opinion.
Yeah, if you're gonna talk shit about it, you gotta have actually experienced it, which I have.
Yeah.
I've done 2 grows with Autoflowers and didn't
that's why
have
I said
anything that was fucking remotely close to what I do now.
It is only from either customer feedback, having conversations with breeders like this, or you know, just knowing like from what I've heard, me personally, all my thing is on the autos is just get a fucking timer. You know, that's all I'm gonna say about that. You know, because we're all entitled to our opinion. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong.
Of course.
You know? So, oh yeah, hell no.
Plants that are finished in 2018.
I mean, yeah, there's, you know, this is a whole nother thing. This is a whole nother thing. So there's a whole nother thing. We got a guy in Hawaii, for real, legit, that claims he could flower from flip in 28 days because there's magical mountain microbes he uses. I'm just, you know,
gotta see to believe it, I guess, you know.
I mean, you hear everything, you know. You hear everything. We heard about a guy, yeah, fully mature. I heard about that guy. How many seeds do you prefer to pop in a new gene pool?
As many as I can get my hands on, but I wouldn't really go more than 50. I don't think you need to really go more than 50. I tend to find really good stuff even just in 30, 40. So I wouldn't even really go more than that.
Listen, Rigo, I would say go and not the last Sin City. Go on my YouTube, you know, and go listen to the interview I did with Sin City 2 ago, and you listen to what he says. You know, I can only go based upon like educated breeders that have been doing it a long time. Like I said, he just did a collab with Daz from Night Owl. They just released that. This is a conversation I had with him. And I am just going to say, instead of me giving my opinion on it, go listen to our conversation on it. You know,
I would say if you're just starting out, I would advise against it. If this is your very first grow, I would advise against it. You've got a few under your belt, fucking have at it.
Let's see. Let's chop it up. Then yeah, kind of I'll get you in here, bro. Hold on. I saw that one, brother. Thank you. Oh, you saw it already? All right, perfect, perfect. Yo, Oski in the motherfucking houseski. The big O. Oski. Let's go. What up? What up? What up? He did drop hella knowledge. You know what I mean? That's why I love having these guys come on, man. I just do. Like topics come up I don't expect to come up sometimes. That was a topic I did not expect to come up at all. And I was just as fucking like, wow, that makes absolute sense. You know? So if you guys saw that with
someone like that break it down for you.
Totally. That's what I like. Like I want reasoning. I want to know why. Like, and he totally did, and it was just a really good conversation, you know. Okay, the magic Hawaiian water. Oh, let's go. You guys are stupid, bro. All right, listen, ask some grow questions, man. Let's get serious while we got him for a little bit longer. 28 days on the lunar. Let's go. I see Candy, man. I see you, bro. Okay, so everybody has an opinion on it. Like I said, I see people on the Instagram, weaker high, weaker terps. My opinion only. This is supernatural trichomes. I've had
a couple Autoflowers with some amazing terp profiles, but just nothing there when it comes to the smoke as far as hitting you.
Right, and there's then can't clone it or keep it, so why hunt it?
Delicious, but just no substance to it. Nothing else there.
Yeah, you know, this is just a general consensus. I sort of go with a general consensus usually. Yeah. No, I gotta send it to you, kind of Ty. Just give me, you know, wait until we're done, and I'm gonna have you come in. I think I have him for another. Well, are you good? How much longer?
We can do another 5 minutes or so.
All right, let's run down the new drop then.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
As far as what's in it?
Yeah, I think you said 6 strains. Let's just try to let them know, because I would like to be able to, at least like we did last time, maybe make that part of my Black Friday drops.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's let them know what's coming.
So we got the Murder Mills F2 itself, which I was talking about earlier. And then there'll be the Graveberries, which is the Murder Mills cross to Pheno of the Strawberry Pave from Compound that one of the homies gave me a cut of, which is one of the best smokes I've had recently. So shout out to Compound on that one.
That's good.
And the Graveberries, yeah, definitely got the strawberry flavor in it. It's got the structure from the Murder Mills, the tight nubs, big colas. Very nice. And then what's another one on there? The Corner Milf, which is the money maker cross to the Murder Milf from Exotic Mike. That's one of the most potent smokes I've had recently, actually. That's the Baker's Dozen cross to the Jigglers, if I'm not mistaken. Just an amazing smoke on that money maker. So I crossed that to the Murder Milf. That's the Corner Milf. And I'm forgetting all my own drop here. I'm fucking so stoned. Hold on a sec here.
And do you have any Ontario and Crinkle? Someone said too. Are you there? Oh shit! I think you're frozen. I was like, damn, it's a little quiet. What happened? I think you. Oh, there he is.
You go. Yeah, no. So we got, and then we got the Mac Murder, which is the Mac Mosa from Sunken Treasures, crossed to the Murder Milf.
That's good.
That was an incredible strain too. Very, very terpy. One of the terpiest ones I've grown recently. And what is there's one
Yeah, I
more
just
on
started
here.
working with Sonic Treasure too. He's got some really good gear for sure.
Oh, I always do every time I do a drop, I let someone name one of the strains. So I put up like a post on Instagram and let everyone kind of throw up a name that they want on there. And the one that gets the most likes is the one that gets it. And the one for this one was the MILF Squirts, which is the Boss Scotty cross to the Murder MILF. That one
Let's
had the most likes.
go. Yo, I like the name. You know, I like
And
them.
yeah, the
What up, Kid
Boss
Frost?
Scotty, an incredible strain as well. Shout out to Soulfire. And the last one would be the Sherlock, which is the Gary Payton cross to the Murder Mill. Gary Payton clone that I got from a buddy, which is one of my favorite staple smokes around here. I'm not really too big on the hype stuff, but that Gary is just, it's hard to resist. Heavy gas, heavy rubber, just put you right into the fucking couch. So I love that one. The Sherlock came out super potent. I've done 3 crosses with the Gary now, and every one of them is just heavy hitting. Oh, and then the there's one more on there.
MILF Squirts, let's go. Everyone loves a squirter.
Everyone loves a squirt.
Yo, Kid Frost, I'm just saying, everybody that's on the Instagram, you guys know I can't say, I have to look down just so. We are on StreamYard. StreamYard does not allow us to see the comments from Instagram.
I never heard of
will
it.
look down occasionally. So, you know, like Kid Frost, if you want to come over to the YouTube, I'm going to say he said, "What's up, Thumbprint?" So Kid Frost did say that. But if you guys come over, I can put your comments up on the screen, you know, and everybody can see it. It makes it just easier. So come over to the YouTube, guys.
It's good you're on there. I didn't even know you had this popping. It's cool. I was confused earlier. I didn't think you were on with Dawgfather because I just saw you on Instagram and it just showed you by yourself.
Oh, yeah, that's what this is totally.
That's the thing. If you're on here with other people, it doesn't show that you're on with other people.
No, but I could give you. Okay, I could have. Okay, if we would have had time, like when I called, we could have went through where there's something at the bottom where you could load in your Instagram thing, and we would be on your Instagram as well. So next time we do this, you know, I'll make sure we do it like that.
Yeah, because when I would see you live before, it would say like Dark Star +3 or +2 on there, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But the cool thing about this is we could say whatever we want. We could do whatever we want. Instagram,
no, that's way better for sure.
Yeah. You know, I've been having issues with people reporting lies. There's nothing they could do. This I pay for. It does go through Instagram, but you know, we're basically safe from Instagram doing it this way, which is cool.
Oh, that's amazing.
There he is. Let's go, Kid Frost in the house.
There
you gotta come through here, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah, get him up on here too for sure.
I put the offer out there. I've extended the olive branch quite a few times. I said, come on through when you know, let me know. So okay, what else? So that was 3, I think 3 of the 6 strains or 4 that we talked about.
I think I said 4 or 5 of them. I can't remember.
Okay. Well, like I said, y'all, if you
I can send them all to you with descriptions and everything so you can have them up on the site, pictures too.
All right, well, let's do that. Grave berries. Yeah,
the grave berries. That's the first one I was talking about with the strawberry pave in there. One of the homies on Instagram, Sask Homegrown, he just finished that and posted pictures of it yesterday, actually. It looks incredible. Nice big fat colas. He said it tastes like strawberry candy and gas. He's loving it.
All right, I think we're right at about the mark right now.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to say anyway.
Yeah, I think the Instagram's going to end and kind of time us. As soon as the Instagram ends and I can get out of here, I mean, I'm still going to be in here. I'm going to send you a link, and then you can
get him up on here next. That's what's up.
Yo, anybody else that wants to come in too? Yo, Kid Frost, if you want to come in, bro, I'm about to have Canatai come in. I'm gonna try to make this last hour sort of open. I could have up to 10 people in here at a time. I know that's way too many people. I don't want 10 people. But if there's
That's cool
anybody
that you can do that many, though.
yeah, it's cool I could have that
Mhm.
many. You know, I'm just saying, like, I could send you guys links. If you guys DM me, I could send you guys links. You know, whatever. I could bring some people in here. So,
That's
but
awesome,
I'm gonna
brother.
let him go.
I
know he's got a
appreciate you
little-
having me.
Absolutely, brother. I'm gonna have you come back soon. You know, not a year later, maybe
course.
right after the drop. We'll come
That
back. And
sounds good. Yeah, we'll have
we'll
another
focus-
conversation.
Yeah, and we can focus on the street. You know, we'll focus on what we just dropped and all that too.
For
So
sure.
what's on the site still? But all right, brother. I appreciate you,
All right.
man. Stay
Take it
warm
easy. You
up
guys
there.
have a great night. Later,
All right.
everyone.
Later, brother. All right, let me get you out of here. Okay. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. So I think I'm gonna have Kanatai come in here. It's way better on YouTube. I try to tell people that, you know, yeah, if you're on Instagram, you're missing out. You really are, because you know, there's a chat over here. It just makes it so much easier for me too. I could put your guys' comments up on the screen. You know what I mean? Just so much more I can do. I'm not sure how much time's left. I'm gonna try to send Kanatai a link right now. So we talked about Thailand earlier, right? I want you guys to know. I mean, if you guys, we could always end it, but I feel like it's a good conversation to have. You know, Kanatai is actually in Thailand right now, and he's got a lot of work. He's putting in the work over there, guys. So I want to try to have him come in here for a little bit. I know I only had 2 breeders listed on it, but I feel like we still have some time. So I'm not going anywhere yet. Let me try to send Kanatai this link, and we're gonna get Kanatai Genetics in here. Anybody else that would like to come in, you know, we can figure out. We'll talk about whatever comes up. We could have a good conversation. I always like to have more, you know, more people the better. So if anybody else wants to come in, let me know now, and I'll send you guys the link, and you guys can come in too. So shout out to Aquasun. Shout out to FU. I see you. Shout out to Skunk Grow. Shout out to all the people that hang out. And let me try to send Kanatai a link. Hold on. Give me 1 second here. Let me figure out how to do this without signing off. Hold on 1 sec. I'm not sure it's going to let me. Damn, I might have to. Damn. All right, it doesn't even matter. Here, I'm gonna end. You guys hang out. I'm gonna end the live on the Instagram right now. For you guys on Instagram, I'm gonna restart the live on Instagram in a minute, but I'm gonna end it right now just so I can get Kanatai a link and bring him in here. So we'll be back on Instagram in like 3 minutes. All right, Kanatai, send me a message on the Darkstar Seabank official account. Send me a message so I can send you the link. Wait, hold on. We'll come up. Hey, that's you right there, I think. All right, Kanatai, I'm sending you a link right now. All you got to do is click on it. I sent it on Kanatai Seeds. You should see it. Oh, you had to download StreamYard? All right, but I just sent you the link just now. So come on in. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else want to come in? Let me know right now because I'm going to restart it on Instagram. Skunk Rose, you want to come in? Yo, Skunk Rose, you want to come in? Before I started, hold on. Hold on. All right, Skunk Rose, I sent you a link as well. I mean, you don't have to come in, but if you want to come in. Kanatai, let me know if you're able to come in or not. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Because if you're not able to come in, we could always do this next weekend, and I'll get your logo on the thing and everything, you know. Canatai, Canatai, Canatai. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Yo, Canatai, I just had a request to follow, man. Go check your DMs. I sent you a DM from Darkstar Seed Bank official. One of the homies went to Thailand and got me a few seeds. They said a 3-way Thai landrace cross. I've been thinking about running them. I think he called it Imperium. Imperium Thai. Well, I'm trying to get him in here. All right, I just figured, yeah, you got it, brother. You got it. I feel like anybody can come in at this point. But if he doesn't see this within a minute, man, I'm probably just gonna end it, y'all. And I'll just make his ass come back with me next week. Because I don't want to just hold everybody up either. I figured, you know, we try to get another guest in here. It doesn't look like he's seen it yet, and I don't see him responding in here. Yo, do you see the request, Kanatai? You see it? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. What up, C Donut? Let's go. Underdog in the house. You don't see it on the Darkstar Seed Bank official account. Darkstar Seed Bank official account. Go check the DM. I sent it from it's to Canatai Seeds. And if I'm sending it to the wrong account, type out the right account. You know what I mean? Man, you just said you seen it. Says you seen it 3 minutes ago, fool. Tap on that shit. It says you saw it. We giving Canatai 30 seconds, y'all. Otherwise, we out of here. Yeah, let's smoke a bowl. Let's go. Ah, motherfucker. All right, good. He got it. So he just needs a tap on it now. Let's give him a second. Yeah, we'll give him a couple seconds. It says he got it. So link is what do you mean? You just got to tap on the link. Maybe it's because you were, I don't know, bro. You should be able to just tap on that. Here, I'll send you one more. Hold on. You should be able to just tap on that. It's not working for him. All right. I tried, man. I want to, you know, he is in Thailand. It's cool to see what people got going on in other countries. It won't work for him for some reason. Maybe it's because of where he's at. I have no idea. I'll try to get him on next week for you guys. And, you know, that's about it then. So, yo, I appreciate everybody for hanging out. You guys are the best. You know, love you guys, all you guys, man. Really, I couldn't do what I do without you all. I say it all the time. Much respect, much appreciation to everybody who comes through the lives. Tonight was a good night. The Dawgfather, Mr. Green Thumb, aka Thumbprint Genetics. This stuff will be on the YouTube. You guys can go back and watch it. Check out the other one. Subscribe to the channel. Much love. Much love. Y'all stay safe, and I'll see you guys next week.